All right, in the last video, I was looking at Just Friends. We were looking at Just Friends, and closing the video, I said, make sure that you connect your chords up and down the fretboard, experiment, and so on. That was a bit of a mouthful. So what I mean is work through the inversions of each of the chords slowly, or not so much the inversions, but more voicings that take place up and down the fretboard. So for instance, we look at the first chord, which is C major 7. There's a nice C major 7, right there in open position, right? And you probably all know this C major 7. These are just the same notes, right? And then we have the same thing, a nice C major 7 here. C major 7, C major 7. Right? And we could also do some variations. How about a C major 9, right? Where we have the 3, the 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have the 5th on top, right? So that's sort of a 6, 9. C major 7, 6, 9, C major 7. Right? And how about C major 7? C major 7. Very similar there. That's a nice one. This is also a nice C major 7, C major 9. See, so look at how we can do C major 9, C major 7, C major 7, C major 6, C major 6, 9, C's. That's 1, 3, major 7, 9. Let's do and C major. Or C6. C. Now you can do the same thing with G. G. Right, or G. That's also a G. 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 This is a neat G7, major 7. scales. And so on. Now you can move on to the to a C minor. C minor. Right. And just work your way through. Work your way through each of the chords. It doesn't matter what standard you're doing. Don't get caught with a single chord picture. In other words, I know a C major 7, here it is, right? Try to work through major sounds and then work through minor sounds and then work through dominant 7th sounds. And you can use a standard like this as a template for experimentation for something like that. I mean, I still find sort of gaps that I hate, like sometimes I find chords that I by working through this way, I find chords that I wouldn't normally play, and I think, why don't I use that more often, right? So don't get stuck with just playing a standard and doing nothing with it other than putting your fingers in the right places. I had a student once from Japan, and I may have told this story before, but who cares? And he played. He sat down and I said, "Play something for me." First lesson, he played this killer thing, this killer solo, and I thought, comping through the chords, and then he played this killer solo, and I thought, man, what have I got to teach this guy, right? And so, but what happened was that's the only solo he knew, and he learned it by tab, and he didn't know what he was doing. He couldn't improvise anything. And that really taught me a lot. Like, jazz is about improvisation. Jazz is about understanding where you're going, even if you don't want to call it jazz. Who cares? Play. I was thinking of a player today who just referred to himself as his name slips my mind. As I don't play jazz, I just play pretty songs. That's good. Pretty songs are good. People like listening to pretty songs. So honor the melody, honor the progression, honor your fretboard, honor the guitar. Look for things that sound pretty. Earl Klug was the name of that guitar player. Lovely player. And that really stuck in my mind. And when you go through a tune like this, just deconstruct it, tear it apart, learn about it, and really dig into the meat of what the tune is, and do an analysis of it. If you're getting stuck with the analysis, make sure that you find out what gaps you have in understanding the analysis, because that's what you're going to solo over, right? And so you will have to know what you're soloing over and what's going on. So I thought I would just throw that in at the end of this as a adjunct to the Just Friends chord melody video. When you're learning chords, don't look at the chord as being one chord, but look at it as, spread that chord everywhere you can find it across the fretboard. Joe Pass used to look at chords as just sounds, 3 different kinds of sounds: major, tonic, chords of resolution, subdominant chords that sort of tend to wander around, and dominant chords which need to be resolved. that was it. I had this lovely chord book years ago that I unfortunately lent out by Joe Pass. Very short little book, and everything was just separated into those three categories, right? The tonic chords, subdominant chords, and dominant chords, and they were all just sounds. He heard everything as sounds, which is the name of the game, isn't it? Okay, thanks for sticking around for this. I just felt that I should add something after that last video, so thank you, and see you soon.